Russia's Air Force is collapsing, jets falling from the sky, pilots refusing to fly, and billion-dollar airbases turning into smoking craters. This isn't a prediction, it's happening right now, and Putin can't stop it. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how Ukraine, with Western support, is dismantling what used to be one of the world's strongest air forces, piece by piece. Russia has lost over 350 fixed-wing aircraft since the start of the invasion. That's not a typo. 350 jets wiped off the map. Su-34s, Su-35s, even the supposedly elite Su-57s are downed, destroyed, or crashed. Ukraine's air defense is basically a meat grinder for Russian aviation. And the best part? Russia can't replace these fast enough. Their aerospace industry is crumbling under sanctions. They're scavenging old parts from museums just to keep a few birds flying. It's not just a loss of machines, it's the collapse of credibility in the sky. Russian pilots are flying fewer missions due to aircraft shortages and the danger of Ukrainian defenses. Russia's pilots? They're scared. It's not a secret anymore. Their mission frequency has plummeted. They're sticking to high altitudes, barely dipping into contested airspace. And when they do, boom, Patriot missile, Iris-T, NASAMS, take your pick. Ukraine's airspace is a no-go zone for Russians now. Their pilots are basically glorified bus drivers now, launching missiles from far away and praying they hit something. Ukraine destroys Su-27s and MiG-31s in strike on Belbek airbase in Crimea. This one hit hard. Belbek was supposed to be secure, untouchable, but Ukraine reached out and slapped it hard. Multiple jets destroyed on the ground, millions in damage in a single blow. It's not just about hardware here. It's about humiliation. Russia's frontline jets, caught parked and helpless, reduced to burning metal. That sends a message: nowhere is safe, not even Crimea. Russia's aircraft industry is collapsing under sanctions. Let's talk about the production pipeline, or what's left of it. Russia can't build new aircraft. Western components? Gone. Microchips? Sanctioned. Now they're trying to reverse engineer parts like it's 1985. Their premier jet maker, Sukhoi, is barely limping forward. What used to be a proud aerospace sector is now a scrapyard for old designs and desperate fixes. The future of Russian aviation looks like the past, and a rusty one at that. Ukraine shoots down a Russian AR-50 airborne radar plane, the second in 2024. This was huge. The AR-50 isn't just a plane, it's Russia's airborne eye. Losing one is like getting punched in the brain. Losing two? That's brain damage. These radar planes guide fighters, detect enemy movements, and keep Russia's whole air picture together. And Ukraine took them out. Twice. That's like slicing the head off a snake while it's still slithering. Russia can't afford these losses, they don't even have spares. Russia now relies more on drones due to jet losses. This isn't innovation. It's desperation. Russia's jet fleet is shrinking so fast they're shifting to drones, mostly cheap, noisy, Iranian-made shards. These things are slow, easy to shoot down, and do minimal damage. But Russia has no choice. They've lost so many aircraft that drones are now their primary strike tools. And Ukraine? They're getting better and better at shooting those down too. Russia's strategy has gone from air superiority to mosquito warfare. Ukraine's F-16 training program gets green light from NATO allies. This is a game changer. F-16s aren't just fast, they're smart, lethal, and built to dominate. Ukraine's getting trained up on these, with Western instructors and simulators. Once they're in the air, Russia's already thin air advantage goes poof. Russian pilots are going to have nightmares of AMRAAMs and Sidewinders. These jets are going to carve up the battlefield, and Russia knows it. Russia loses experienced pilots faster than they can train new ones. It takes years to make a good pilot. Russia's losing them monthly. Some of their top aces were taken out over Ukraine, no replacements in sight. Training takes time, money, and equipment, which Russia doesn't have. They're throwing rookies into cockpits and sending them into one of the deadliest skies in the world. It's like tossing kids into a burning building with a fire hose and saying, figure it out. Su-34 crashes in Russia during routine training flight. It's not just enemy fire killing Russian jets, their own maintenance is trash. A Su-34 fighter bomber crashed in Russia during a basic training flight. Not even combat. And this happens often. Poor repairs, overworked mechanics, and budget cuts mean these multi-million-dollar jets are literally falling out of the sky. You don't need a missile when gravity and neglect are working just fine. Ukraine now has longer-range strike capability thanks to Western weapons. Storm Shadows, ATACMS, Scalp missiles, they're rewriting the air war. Ukraine can now strike Russian airbases hundreds of kilometers away. No more safe zones. This forces Russian jets to take off from even deeper behind the lines, wasting fuel and time. And if they try to move forward? Boom, another depot or runway gets turned into a crater. Russia's Air Force avoided direct air-to-air dogfights since 2023. Think about that, an Air Force afraid of air combat. Since 2023, Russia has avoided dogfights. Why? Because they lose them. Ukraine, armed with Western targeting support and faster weapons, is dominating aerial engagements. Russia would rather fire missiles from 100 kilometers away and hope for a hit. That's not air superiority, that's cowardice dressed in camouflage. Russian air-to-ground missile stocks are dwindling. They're burning through their precision-guided munitions like crazy. And they don't have the capacity to replace them fast enough. What does that mean? More dumb bombs. More civilian casualties. Less effective strikes. Precision takes tech and money. Both are in short supply now for Russia, and the quality of their strikes is nosediving. Ukraine uses decoy systems to bait and waste Russian missiles. This is some next-level warfare. Ukraine's deploying inflatable tanks, fake radar systems, even false air defense batteries. And Russia? They're falling for it. Burning million-dollar missiles on $10 decoys. It's like showing a laser pointer to a cat, it chases without thinking. And Ukraine keeps stacking the kills without lifting a finger. Russian aircraft now avoid Belarusian airfields after Ukrainian strike threats. Even Belarus isn't safe anymore. Russia used to launch missions from Belarusian bases, but not now. Ukraine's long-range reach means those runways are at risk. So Russia pulled back, limiting its launch options. That's a strategic chokehold. When your own allies' airspace becomes too risky to use, your empire's looking pretty shaky. More than 100 Russian helicopters lost in 2024 alone. Helicopters are supposed to give you battlefield flexibility, fast strikes, quick troop movement. But when you lose over 100 in a year, that flexibility's gone. Russia's choppers are flying low and slow, right into Ukrainian manpads. They're dropping like flies. Ukraine's turning every tree line into a no-fly zone.